What's going on, everybody? Steve Rakin here, and I am with Paul Lipsky. What's going on, brother?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Doing awesome. We're here in Austin, Texas, shooting a bunch of videos together, and this is a much requested video right here. A lot of people want to know how Paul was able to scale his dropshipping business to $1.3 million within a year and a half. And but more specifically, people want to know, like, what really were the most important things that allowed you to get there, right? Like, what were the pillars? What made up your foundation, which really allowed you to scale your business? And we were brainstorming for about 10 minutes, like the main, like, nuts and bolts that really allowed him to scale, and we're giving it to you guys all right now. So before we get into it, I want to say he does have a YouTube channel if you guys want to learn more, which is...
It's Paul J. Lipsky, and my last name is spelled L-I-P-S-K-Y, not an I at the end.
Awesome. So that link will be down below in the description, and he is a coach as well. He has about 700 students. He has a course that's called Dropshipping Titans. So if you guys want to learn more about dropshipping, we also have a free workshop where, like, I put all the videos we've done together and some extra resources. You can get all that for free as well in the description. Just check that out. But without further ado, let's just dive into the good stuff. And you guys are gonna like this. We have a lot of gold nuggets for you. So one of the big things that you had mentioned to me in terms of what the difference is between you and the average Joe who just gives up or only does like 10, 20,000, like, why were you able to get to 1.3 million? The big thing you told me was leveraging software.
Yeah, so much of this business can become automated, and that's not just a luxury, that's really necessary in order to scale up, because as soon as you automate a process that's very, like, repetitive, then you can focus on the more important things that are gonna grow your business. Yeah, it's
what
really
would you
key.
say is, like, the most important thing that causes you to grow? Is it product research, or is it listing more items? Like, what's the one thing that allows you to make more money? Is it listing more?
Yeah, I think it's listing more and just getting more out there and realizing that the more you list, the more you're gonna make.
So when you're stuck working in the business versus on the business, which is higher level, fulfilling orders, refunds, returns, I don't know, I'm sure there's a million other things that I missed, you're not really making more money. So by having, you know, a team, using software and stuff to be able to leverage your time, you're really able to focus on things like building a team, workflows, systems, working on the big picture, so on and so forth. So that's really, really important right there. Now, what software do you use?
So the main one I use is called DSM tool. Okay. It stands for Dropship Management. It does so much, but one of the coolest things it does is it automatically lists items for you. It monitors your stock for you, so if an item goes up or down in price, it's going to change it on eBay for you, mark items as out of stock as necessary, so it saves you so much time. Yeah, so definitely make sure to get on the email list, because we have a video that we did where we actually share how to use this tool, and I believe we used it for, was it Home Depot and Walmart? I think we did it on. I think so, yeah. Yeah, so definitely check that video out. Just get on the email list and you'll be able to get it. But leveraging software was definitely huge. Paul was mentioning when we were talking. Another big one, number two, one of the big pillars to his success was building a team. And I know Paul is like, we're such nerds, like, we're so passionate about virtual assistants, but talk about why building a team was so crucial in terms of getting over that 7-figure mark. Yeah, so at first the software is gonna be all you need, but at certain points, the software isn't everything. You need humans behind the software to operate it. And that's where the virtual assistants come in. They fill in those gaps. What do they do for you? So they do everything. They run 95% of my store for me. So they do the product research, they get them listed onto eBay, they fulfill the orders using all these tools, they do the customer service, which you can't automate that part of it, right? You gotta have that human interaction. That's a lot of time right there. That's a lot. How many VAs do you have? I have 9 right now. That's a bit much. I don't actually need 9, but it was the way I set up my store, and I'm thinking about downsizing it, because I certainly don't need 9. Do you use Upwork to track their time and everything? Upwork's one of the websites I've used to find VAs, but there's another one I use called... Is it the PH one? Yeah, it's called onlinejobs.ph. They have things built in to track time. I was gonna ask, but I trust them. I built up a trusting relationship with them, and I know how long it should take to do these tasks. Awesome. So we mentioned leveraging software, big one. Building a team, huge. The next one is workflows and documenting systems. So we were talking behind the scenes, as you build your business and you're building your team, customer service section, product research, fulfillment, returns, there's like a million steps for each one of those roles. Like, maybe not a million, but there's like 10, 20 different steps. Document each one. How do you do that, and why is that important? You just have to, the first time you go through, you want to, when you're finished, write down every step that you did. And then the next time you do it, go back in and see, okay, what did I change this time? What worked better? After a few times, you're gonna find a system that works, and then just keep doing that. Just keep repeating it. You don't wanna think about these routine things you do. You just got to go through it, and then you could send that system to a virtual assistant and they could do it for you.
And what I have my VAs do as well in different businesses that I run is I have them actually, like, periodically I'll say, all right, I want you to go through our workflow, and I use Google Drive, Docs, we use spreadsheets as well for certain things, and I say, I want you to change or alter our workflow based on the changes that we've made. So the workflow is always up to date. So if for one reason or another, the VA gets sick, or they can't work, or we have to fire them, or they leave, or find a better job, whatever the reason, you've got that workflow documented. And sometimes I'll even have them record videos, or I'll record videos. And what I do is I create a secret Facebook group, and I add all my VAs into it, and then I put all of the training videos inside of there.
Wow.
So then you could add them in and no one can see it. And then if they ever leave, or I fire them, I kick them out, and then I add the new person in, I just say, watch all those videos.
Wow, that's next level stuff. I never would have thought to do that. I like that.
So the next pillar, the next, you know, I don't know if you want to call it a secret, but one of your keys to scaling to over 7 figures was the mindset of looking at the big picture when you're drop shipping on eBay, right? Look at the big picture, realizing that not a single item matters, and the high volume was the key. So you want to touch on that a little bit?
I think it was easy when I started to get hung up on every single order to see, oh, this item, I didn't make that much money on it, or this item I made so much money off, but there's these other items I'm not making money on. You gotta look at the big picture here. With eBay, dropshipping, the key is volume, selling a lot of products. You're not gonna get the high margins, but the key to make the money is selling more of those items with the lower margins. That's really what you gotta focus on.
Yeah, some of your items you only make 70 cents, right?
I try to lower, keep it as low as $1. Try not to go under that.
So your minimum is $1.
Sometimes it dips under depending on certain situations.
So that's not a lot of money. To make $100 a day, you'd have to sell 100 items. So yeah, the volume is key.
Yeah, but Steve, I'm not doing anything. That's why the VAs are doing it. If they can make me $1 after, this is after all expenses, then it's worth it for me.
Because a lot of people are like, you know, screw this business. Like, I'm not gonna be wasting my time for $2, $1.50 here. But here's the thing, guys. You've got your VAs doing this for you, and even if you're doing it at first, that's cool, but once that item's listed up and you've done your product research and it's selling, it could sell 8 times, 10 times, 20 times, like
a day.
You put in the work once, and then it's like a semi-passive business in a sense, because you do have to put the work in, obviously. Well, that's all passive income forms. You always have to put the work up front.
Absolutely.
But with this, you've got different softwares and a team that you're leveraging, which kind of makes it passive in a sense. You're just kind of focusing on like the big picture.
Yeah, and I want to be clear, when you start out, your margins will be higher. It's once you start to hire a team and get more software that your margins do get lower, but you more than make up with that through volume. So
this next one, guys, you're not gonna be expecting this one. Nobody expects this. This is the secret to Paul's success. No, this is the freaking secret. I'm talking about grandma's secret ingredient in her homemade soup, okay? Hard work. Crazy. We were talking about it. We were talking like, what's really the secret?
Yeah, it really is.
This dude's been busting his you-know-what for a while.
Yeah, I think it's easy to look at my story and see like, wow, look how far Paul's come. He only works like 20 minutes a day on the store, and he's doing
Dude, I didn't know it was that little.
Yeah, it is. And he's doing really well with it. But you gotta look back at where I was a year ago. I was hustling hard, working a 9-to-5 job, coming home, and then working 5-6 hours.
He's worked a 9-to-5 job this whole time, right?
Yeah, yes.
Just shut the video off.
I actually think that's part of my success, because that has forced me to outsource and to find systems that I can then teach others, like my virtual assistants, to do. But it does require hard work. Even if I wasn't working the 9-to-5 job, you gotta put in the hard work in the beginning to make it. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme whatsoever. No. So that's definitely a big one. Another one was consistency and improvement over time, and we want to call it like, it's like almost like evaluating your business from time to time. Talk about evaluating your business from time to time and why it's important. eBay makes this really easy to go in and see your metrics, see which items are getting a lot of views and sales. You want to constantly be going in, deleting items from your store that aren't selling well. Just go in and make sure that the systems you have in place are still relevant for this time period. eBay changes, the markets change.
Always.
You don't want to get left behind, so make sure you constantly stay on top of things.
Do you find that a lot of maybe friends of yours or even students, the ones that aren't having success, is they're not like adapting, they're not changing, they're just doing the same thing over and over again, they're not really monitoring?
Yeah. Unfortunately I have a friend who was crushing it early last year, doing so well, like unbelievable his margins were, but things changed and he refused to accept it, and he's not doing as well. So
be willing to adapt, guys. And last but not least, when we were talking, brainstorming the content for this video, why was Paul able to scale to 1.3 million? Why was he successful? What's really the secret, right? I hate to use that word secret, right? But like, what was the magic behind it all? And the last one we talked about was Paul's willingness to experiment with different strategies, with different softwares. I remember when Paul was telling me his story of like how he learned dropshipping initially. I believe it was you were telling me that you had gone through like a Udemy course. Yeah. We won't put anybody on blast, but you said like a lot of it was outdated, it wasn't relevant, and there were like these kind of ideas that were floating around like the drop shipping industry, like this is how things are supposed to be done in a sense. Is that accurate?
That's completely accurate. So people took the course, including myself, but other people took it at face value and just did exactly what it said, but it was way outdated, and they weren't willing to try anything different because the course didn't.
But it was the best thing out at the time. There was really nothing,
there was nothing
like
out,
so you had to kind of...
You had to experiment in order to do well. Most people refuse to do it.
So that's experimenting with softwares, with product research. What else would you say that you experimented with that helped allow you to find what works? Because he's created a whole entire course about this, guys. Like he's documented it all. Like everything that you want to learn about this, and this isn't to be like a sales pitch, guys, honestly. Like just go to his channel, YouTube channel. There's a lot of free content. We have a free workshop, but it's not to pitch your stuff, but like you've documented everything and put it in there. But how were you able to learn it all? What did you experiment with specifically?
I experimented a lot with product research and pricing. In the beginning, the course that I took and what other people said, they said you could list anything on eBay and it would sell, and that's just not true anymore. You really should go in and find the products that you know are going to sell well, and that was a huge breakthrough for me.
So guys, that's it. Leveraging software was a big one. Building a team, just to recap, workflows, documenting systems, looking at the big picture, realizing that this game is won with the high volume, not the single mistake or the single item here or there. Hard work pays, consistently improving and evaluating your business, and last but not least, being willing to adapt and experiment and try new things and think outside the box. These are the keys, guys, to success, and really not only dropshipping on eBay, but I say you could apply this to all areas of your life. So I don't know if there's anything else you want to say closing this video out, but it was a lot of fun creating this video.
Yeah, a lot of fun too. And just remember, you got to put in the work. You got to work hard.
So guys,
worth it.
If you enjoyed this, be sure to check out his YouTube channel. I will link that down below. Again, if you want more information, we have a bunch of videos that we shot in the past. If you want to learn about, you know, Walmart and using DSM tool, and like we've done a bunch of stuff, be sure to get on the email list, guys, and then we'll introduce you to his course if you're interested in that as well. And yeah, that's about it, but we really appreciate you guys. Good luck. Go out there, take action, and we will see you in the next video. Appreciate it. Bye.